They say the average grocery store visit takes 43 minutes, but not if you're a mom. It takes 43 minutes just to go through the rundown.
Okay, we are in and we are out. Do not put anything in the cart that is not on the list. Do not touch anything, do not lick anything, no fighting, arguing, or biting. And before you ask, the answer is no. Then when you get to the store, that speech you gave goes straight out the window, and your sneaky kids are grabbing everything from pastries to pizza. Halfway down the soup aisle, they've made a break for it. Like they're in Shawshank, but you know where to find them. The cereal aisle. Great! This is the storm you've prepped for. Because tricks are for moms who know that teeth rot be damned, you can bribe them with a box of those sugar crisps your oldest has in his hand. But then a fight breaks out because, Mom, it wasn't their turn to pick. Snap, crackle, goes the last of your nerves. As you nudge your cartoon ball of wrestling kids down the aisle towards the cash, carrying a smelly baby, you send blinks of apologies to all the people in line giving you death stares for holding up traffic. And all the other moms are smiling at you. So glad it's not them. You don't really remember anything after that until you find yourself parked in your driveway, every door open and not a child in sight, except your still smelly baby. As you unbuckle the car seat and take a deep breath in the poop-scented air, you realize it's not over yet because you forgot the diapers. What do you call 2 billion women who take totally different paths while on the same journey? Moms! Join me, MJ Miller, as I dive deep into motherhood, what it looks like, what it feels like, and sometimes what it smells like. What do we have in common? What sets us magical creatures apart from the rest? We're mothers, and we're carrying the Motherload. So, a little bit about me. I am a straight, white, middle-aged Canadian mother. I know. Fascinating, said no one ever. There is a lot of talk about how important it is to see yourself represented in the media. And there is no shortage of moms on TV or in films, but the thing about it is, they're all dead. Well, think about it. There's Nemo, there's Bambi, Full House. That mom left a full house of girls with 3 dudes, and no one even asked where she was until season 7. Yeah, 7 years later. Hey, Dad, where's Mom? Oh, I'm sorry, DJ, she's dead. Where'd you think she was? At the spa for 7 years? Now that is the kind of representation I would watch. Who's your mom's favorite child?
Well, I'm hoping it's me, but...
You're hoping. You're hopeful.
I'm hopeful.
Like, please, let me be the favorite child.
Yeah.
Wish we could say it was one of us, but it's our oldest brother. Yeah, it changes on the day.
We're equal. I'm gonna say that, we're on camera, we're equal.
I would say my elder sister and my youngest brother. Yeah.
She's got 2, and it's not you?
No, we are the middle one. Me and my other brother, we are the middle ones.
I could not answer that question. I don't feel like there's a strong favorite in the family.
I think that's good mothering on your mother's part. So you're sisters.
We are, yeah.
So you have the same mom.
Yep.
Did your mom have a favorite?
Can I very fair. There was only 1 boy and 4 girls, so sometimes we wondered about that.
So who's your mom's favorite child?
I'm not gonna say I am. I think my sister is.
Yeah, your sister.
Yeah.
Usually the daughters are.
You're like, yeah, your sister. Definitely not you.
She's Jewish mom, so she won't choose.
She won't choose. It's no choice. Are you her favorite child?
I'm her only child.
Only child,
So I
favorite
have to be her
child.
favorite, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, she's got 3 of us, and we're perfect. Like,
You're perfect, but you're a little more
she
perfect
wouldn't
than
fit.
the other
Oh,
one.
absolutely. I'm definitely her favorite.
Do you think moms have a favorite?
I think everybody kind of has a favorite, don't they? Isn't it like a scoreboard?
Some
right?
kids are annoying, but it doesn't mean you love them less. They're just more annoying.
I guess that's true, yeah.
That's what I feel. But my kids say I lie. Imagine accidentally stumbling across the thing that would end up changing your life. That's exactly what happened to rugby superstar Cooper Coates,
who only discovered the rough and tumble sport after a few casual games with friends. In fact, Cooper spent his university career playing soccer, not focusing on rugby until after he graduated. He was then identified as a national team-carded player by Rugby Canada before qualifying for the Tokyo Olympics. To better understand how this late-blooming talent wound up on Team Canada, we'll go face-to-face, scrum style, with his mom, Victoria. But first, we'll just go inside. Hi, Victoria.
Hi, MJ.
I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Hi, I'm Victoria Marcil, and I'm Cooper Coates' mom.
All right, we're all ready to keep talking. We've been talking for a while to Sporty McSports a lot here. Is there a sport that's not represented on this table? We've got soccer, we've got hockey, there's everything. And then this is, I gotta put this on. So even though I wasn't in Lima, Peru in 2019, I am going to award myself the silver medal from the Panama Games. Oh, it matches my outfit. How did you get one of these?
It was left on the hook, along with some soccer.
Oh, Cooper, you forgot your medal.
I can't imagine life without sports. I always liked being busy and being active. I almost would see it as playing sports for my dad. He always loved seeing all the kids playing sports. I think losing your dad when he's only 42 has a big impact. And one thing I'd say is he certainly taught me that life is short.
Tell me about the journey into rugby.
Yeah, he was playing soccer up until grade 11. And he was like, well, it's grade 12. All my friends are playing rugby. I'm gonna go play rugby just for fun. But yeah, he went out to play for Citadel, and they actually won the provincial championship that year. I mean, you'd almost say that rugby chose him. Our kids are all pretty independent, and I've always encouraged their independence, I guess because I know at some point I won't be there for them. The reality is that they need to be able to make their own decisions, whether it's on the field or on the ice or in life. Cooper has a knack for getting in the paper.
We've got hockey, rugby, and soccer represented here. And this one, I like that, Super Cooper. That must have stuck.
Cooper, and also Cooper Coates is his last name.
Cooper Coates, it has a nice ring,
yeah,
nice alliteration there. Let's look at these shirts. So this shirt is signed by all the team players.
So this is the Sevens. So one of his earlier Sevens tours, I believe it was in Cape Town, where he got his first cap.
So this is a big deal.
It is.
Yeah, you can't throw this out with the rest of the stuff.
I won't throw it out.
And what's this shirt?
Just the other shirt. I mean, they wear red or black when they're playing, generally.
This is what I'm gonna be wearing.
Well, I thought it would look good on you.
I'm gonna play rugby. Of all the sports to watch, what do you like watching best?
I'd say if I was to pick a sport to watch, it would be rugby. I think of it as being just incredibly raw because it's just so physical.
She is gonna whoop my ass at rugby.
The hardest thing about working as a mom is you miss all the first moments.
The hardest thing about working when you have kids, I would say, is wanting to be at home with them, for sure. You miss them a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, actually.
What's the hardest thing about staying home with kids? Staying home with kids, because you can't go anywhere without them. I mean, sometimes you can't even find time in the day to get into the bathroom without at least one of them.
The hardest part about staying home with the children would have to be how many snacks they need to eat during the day, and homeschooling.
With my second, I felt like I was never home, and that was awful. But with Hannah staying home, there really wasn't anything particularly hard.
I was working nights, and she was like 3, so I'd have her at the babysitter sometimes, but sometimes I'd keep her home, so I would sleep during the day. And she was great. She would just come over, wake me up, I'd open up a snack, and then she's great, I'm telling you, she's self-sufficient. So I guess keeping her alive, although I did a great job, so.
Luckily, my kids go to daycare, so I don't have to deal with that right now.
Well, I tend not to stay home with the children. I tend to take them to work.
The hardest thing about staying home with children, I was always a working mom, so I never really got to stay home like for the first year, but that was it. Got to support the kids.
The kids, being home with them is sometimes a really busy day, but it's always fun. Always. Most of the time it is fun.
I swear to God, sometimes when my kids look at me, all they see is food. Women are always equated with food, and I, for one, am sick of it. It gets even weirder when they equate food with sex. Like I heard this the other day. You can look at the menu all you want, as long as you remember to eat at home. I don't know about you guys, but if somebody came into my restaurant and looked at my menu for a really long time and then went home to eat, I'd be pretty pissed. Or this one, nothing wrong with having a meal out, as long as he remembers where his oven is. He doesn't even know the difference between eating and sex. I wouldn't trust him to know where or even what an oven is.
Well, I was conceived in Halifax, but born in Texas, and that's important because I like to think that I'm from Halifax. My dad worked for IBM, so we moved around a lot. I'm one of 4 kids, a middle child, older sister, younger sister, and a younger brother. I think growing up in a big family, I couldn't imagine not having that, myself. So I think I could always imagine myself having kids. I guess I don't know that I consciously said I'm going to have kids. I just don't think I ever thought about life without kids. One thing that's certainly been a big influencer on my life, I think it was my dad, who died when I was 16. I don't know that it necessarily affected my decision to have kids. Just make your decisions knowing that life is short and, if you want to do something.
So this is you, that's Cooper?
Cooper.
How old is he there?
Just a few months.
It's just a baby. So what did you think of that?
It was a busy time. I mean, Maddie was 2, and
Right.
Cooper was a baby, and I was working full time, and I certainly found it busy time. So I was 26 when Maddie was born, and I was 28 when Cooper was born, because Cooper was born 4 days before my birthday. We share our birthday parties with the turkey, usually, because we are both born in October, and usually our birthday celebrations involve Thanksgiving. I will say my mat leave experience with Cooper was very different from my mat leave with Maddie. When I was on mat leave with Maddie, I was in Toronto, didn't know anybody else who was home with baby. So it was actually a pretty lonely time. When Cooper was born, it was just very different because we were in a neighborhood where there were other kids and other people home, and it was much more social.
Did you want to be a mom, or?
I did.
And I mean, now you've got 5.
I met my husband 20 years ago and had a lot of things in common. And one of the things we have in common is certainly sports. Both like being very active. We both like to be busy. I had 2 kids, he had 2 kids, and of course, as the saying goes, we became the Brady Bunch. I'd say a huge challenge in having a blended family is the logistics. I mean, I think logistics are a challenge when you have kids anyway, but when you have to work out all those logistics with other parents that are involved, I felt like an air traffic controller. I feel like I got pretty good at it. You had to survive. I mean, certainly balancing working full-time, and I always had a very demanding job. And then, the kids had a lot of activities. So that was always the hardest part.
Did you ever, think if they did less, your life would be easier?
I think I knew that if they did less, my life would be easier, but I didn't want them to do less, I guess. I mean, I'd be much more inclined to keep up the schedule, but look for ways to make it work. I was lucky. My husband and I both would tag team a lot, and my mother-in-law was also around.
So having the help is key, right?
Help is key.
And finding those people that you can share drives with, and
absolutely,
you really do need to reach out. I think sometimes moms don't tend to reach out, and it can swallow you whole.
It absolutely can. I don't think of myself as being one of these nice moms. I'm terrible about birthdays or birthday celebrations. I don't win Mom of the Year. I mean, obviously your parent, I guess, is a role model in one way, shape, or form. I don't know. I think my kids have outperformed me, so I don't know. They're good role models for me. I've learned a lot from my kids. Hopefully there's a thing or two that they've learned from me, but I know I've learned a lot from them.
What about for fun as a family? Were there sports that you guys did as family?
So, I mean, in the summer, we certainly sail together. And when I go through our pictures, I realize we sail together as a family a lot.
What about skiing?
So in the winter, that would be the other sport that we've done as a family.
What about hiking?
Do a lot of hiking.
I'm trying to find something they don't do.
Oh.
What about javelin?
Yeah, never done the javelin.
I found one! There's a sport they need to study.
I guess my hope for my kids is that they all are happy and find things that they want to do. If you can find something that you love to do and you can get paid doing it, that's the dream. Having 5 kids in our lives, in our family, hopefully some of them will have kids. So I think our chances of being a grandparent is pretty good. We have said that we can imagine, Mahone Bay becoming somewhere where they would send their kids to us and it'll be like the Camp Mahone Bay or Camp Marcil.
I was born on March 18th, 7:42 p.m., I think. My mom was in labor for 7 hours. That's basically all I know.
I have never heard a single story about me being born. I imagine I just came out with ease, and I didn't cry once.
Mom and my dad were racing to the hospital. My dad asked my mom, hey, do we have time to stop at Terrence before we get to the hospital? And then when we got to the hospital, my dad was in the hospital eating a burrito.
She came out kind of like sideways, so they thought they might have to do C-section, but they didn't. Use a little vacuum on your little head.
Yeah, and then you asked, is she supposed to look this way?
Yes, I did.
Just looked at him. I'm like, whose nose is that? It was a horrible nose. I would have kept you, nose and all.
I remember being a farmer in there, harvesting the liquid. I know, it's really weird.
Yeah. Did you know that nearly 40% of new moms suffer from postpartum incontinence? I should know, because believe it or not, one of those moms is me. It's true. Since giving birth to my precious little baby girl, I now pee in things, like my pants, and on things. Like my husband's favorite chair. Oops. And I'm not alone. You see, when a full-term baby makes its way through the vagina...
Ugh, gross. Are you kidding me?
No? Okay. The point is, a new mother's pelvic floor, once as tight as a finger trap, is often left as flimsy as an empty windsock after childbirth. And even though this is perfectly normal, this feels anything but. Pads, diapers, plugs. If it's hit the market, you can be sure it's been shoved into these jeans. But we moms need more than just protection we hope will work. We need protection we know will work. Introducing the new sleeve tie PP protection flap from Steadfast.
The revolutionary design combines the quick thinking of every woman experiencing an unplanned visit from Aunt Flo with the absorbency of 500 Super Plus tampons. The new sleeve tie PP protection flap is reusable and discreet. Application can be done anywhere, anytime, including riding the bus, sitting in church, or shopping at the mall.
Perfect! Now that I no longer have to worry about leaving a trail of damp stamps wherever I go, I can finally reclaim my life. And you can too. Call the number on your screen for your free sample and put the P back in peace of mind with the new sleeve tie PP protection flap from Steadfast.
Steadfast sleeve-tied PP protection flap is designed exclusively for maternal leakage and should not be used in conjunction with grunge. Consumers with speaking-age children are at a heightened risk of unhelpful nicknames such as wet butter puddles. The Steadfast company is not legally responsible for any mockery or playful jabs resulting from the use of our products.
You're not very competitive or anything, are you?
Not in rugby.
No? You're gonna let me win? You're not gonna let me win.
I do struggle with letting people win.
Okay, so let's talk rugby. So give me some terms.
A ruck when...
The ruck is a ruck.
The ruck is when the ball is on the ground, and then a maul is the same idea, but when the ball's in the air.
My experience with the maul is going to Sephora. You have to be holding the ball and touching the ground at the same time.
Yeah, for a try.
In the words of Yoda, do or do not. There is no try. Huh? All right, you ready to rock and roll?
Ready to rock and roll.
All right, let's do this. Oh yeah, we need a ball.
Yeah.
It's good to try new things. Ah! You're dead meat, Victoria! Oh yeah, I'm gonna trash talk you. Oh my God, you're fast. She's so freaking fast. Damn it. This is a tough sport. Okay, let's do a three-point club. Here we go! That hurt. Ah! Oh! Yeah! Yeah! Never trust a big sister. Okay, I'm very, very tired. This is very, very hard. And now I really do sound like Yoda. What I learned from Victoria is that when it comes to family, the more is always the merrier. And that sports or no sports, when your kids are doing what they love, everyone is happy. Men who listen are the weak link in the patriarchy. Other men are like, get him! You know what bugs me? Is this whole dad bod thing. Like, where did that come from? Women like dad bodies. Did you guys collectively pay a PR person to get that out there? Yeah, it was in articles and magazines everywhere you look. It'd say, women no longer like a svelte, muscle-bound male body. No. Too many cheeseburgers and naps on the couch. Who could resist? Oh, good, you got that I was being sarcastic. Yeah, thank you. Would you mind mansplaining that to the rest of the guys so they all feel they got their money's worth? I wouldn't mind mansplaining so much if guys had better makeup tips. I asked my husband if I should tell that joke, and he explained to me why I shouldn't.